Well, if you watched this show last night, you heard Candace Owens say that the real point of censoring social media accounts is to win elections. And that's true. We don't point it out often enough. You can't have a free and fair election without free speech. Speech is a prerequisite for democracy. If they're shutting down what you say, there's a reason they're doing it, and it's not because they're genuinely offended. These people are not sensitive. They're not snowflakes. Hardly. They're power hungry. Your words are a threat to their power. Here's just one small example of how it works. This is a tweet from a man called Joe Walsh. Walsh is a political extremist who, for a brief time, was once a member of Congress from suburban Chicago. Walsh is known for his willingness to say anything that might help the Democratic Party, whether or not it's true. Well, last night he lived up to his reputation. Here's Walsh's tweet. He claimed that this was a verbatim quote from our show. Quote, "What if these bodies of tortured dead civilians were staged? What if they're fake? What if the Ukrainian military killed them and then blamed Russia? I'm not saying any of this is true. I'm just asking questions. Why can't we ask these questions?" End quote. So immediately, the usual partisan hyperventilators, Joy Reid from MSNBC, Congressman Ted Lieu from California, seized on the quote to show once again that this show is a tool of Vladimir Putin. They're working for the Russians. Arrest them. And then Adam Kinzinger, who is easily aroused, posted this on Twitter.
We have people like Tucker Carlson, in essence, just asking questions. That's his thing, about whether or not the CIA did, frame all these atrocities we're seeing in Ukraine.
Lovely. He's pushing up his little biceps in the picture. The problem is the quote that got Adam Kinzinger so aroused, and Joy Reid and Ted Lieu, isn't real. It's completely made up. Utterly. We didn't say that. We didn't say anything like that. We didn't even address the topic on the air in any way. So everything about Joe Walsh's tweet is a manufactured lie. It's pure disinformation, as they now say. Here's the funny thing. Twitter let it stand. The tweet is up now. Now, we might have responded to Walsh on Twitter, but we couldn't do that because we've been locked out of our own Twitter account for more than a week. Why? Because we suggested that Joe Biden's most famous admiral, Rachel Levine, was born a man, which is actually true. But Twitter banned us anyway. See how that works? You take one side off the field, so the other side wins. You get to lie with impunity, and after a while, a lot of people believe your lies because why wouldn't they? Your lies are all they hear. That's how it works. Now, in our case, Joe Walsh's tweet is hardly the end of the world. We have a TV show. We're using that show to respond to Joe Walsh right now. Thanks to Fox News, we can say exactly what we think is true, and we try to. But that is a rare privilege at this point in the country's history. Very few Americans can speak honestly in public. They've been silenced by threats or simply banned from talking. And as a result, our social media platforms are dominated by unscrupulous liars like Joe Walsh. That's not an accident. It's not a result of their sensitivity. They're not snowflakes. They're hard-edged partisans. That's a re-election strategy. If you control the information, you control the outcome. So keep that in mind as the midterms approach this fall. If we don't restore free speech to social media, it doesn't matter who you vote for. And it's not just this show, by the way, that's on the receiving end of lies and slander like this. One of the founders of the Lincoln Project, Rick Wilson, just tweeted a fake quote from Glenn Greenwald. Once again, the fake quote was about war crimes in Ukraine. Quote, "See, they tied their own hands behind their backs and shot themselves in the back of the head. Putin's brave, strong, morally upright young men were merely trying to liberate them." It goes. He claimed Greenwald said that.